you, I'm drunk for my beer down the sink. I've got more in the trunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. And I'm going to be drunk till the next time I'm drunk.
You know what I hate? When people are complete dicks. Sharky didn't shoot that. What are we looking at today? Hazy Hearted IPA. Weighing in at 7.5%. Let's see. Spent the entire day having a good time. Samantha, who some of you may know or remember, took a piece of hot metal straight to her eye, and then of course the fine company that she works for always acts like dicks when there's ever a problem, coupled with the fact that, as she asked me today, gee, I'm not that kind of person, but I'm truly wondering about hiring an attorney for the way that St. Luke's doctors treated the whole scenario, because her present eye doctor's like, this would have been completely different if it would have been taken care of completely different. But so this morning she called me at like 6:15 and wanted to know what I was doing, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And she goes, well, could you take me to an eye appointment if I can get one? And I'm sure, why, is it bothering? She goes, I think it might be having another flare-up. So, long story short, I brought her to her doctor's appointment. The doctor said, glad you came in, but thankfully there's not anything extra wrong. So, just, the good news is every single time she has to take time off to go to the eye doctor, it's considered workman's comp. So, then we may or may not have had a family breakfast over at Ace's. Anybody that's ever been here and we've gone over there, holy shit, they changed their whole, nice tits, they changed their whole, they had a really nice menu. Never knew they even had breakfast. Then that whole COVID thing happened, and they went from having like 50 items on their menu to having like 8, and then they evidently just redid it. I'm telling you, Big Daddy's has nothing on Ace's for prices and quantity. So it's obviously hazy, it obviously has floaters, and it's obviously not been in my refrigerator for 2 years. So has a tropical fruit smell. Before I even take a precious sip and piss off people who don't show up anymore, that would be the Crazy Scotsman, and aren't with us anymore, and that would be Scott. I still feel that I get a ribbing if I don't try, at least, to abide by his rules. Today is Bad's birthday, a.k.a. Muzzle First, a.k.a. whatever the hell. He's got like 3 or 4 channels. A lot of you knew him a long time ago as Muzzle First, and now you guys know him over here as Bad. It's his birthday today. He officially turned 98. Good job. That's right. I hate people that are assholes. Great everything. Hair, eyes, body. So, hang on, so I don't piss him off. Kind of tastes like it smells. A lot of tropical fruitiness. So I was surfing on my identity stealing, account hacking, getting into my soul itself. As a matter of fact, I understand now that because I watched videos on TikTok on my phone, that China can remote start my Dodge and my Subaru, and I can't even do that. I'm watching on there in a Mythbusters that I had never seen, and I know it's an old one because Grant is on there, and Grant passed away quite a few years ago from a brain aneurysm. So Carrie Bylevin, who I don't know why, but I also like her. they had a myth that boobs equate to bigger tips. So they had her work a shift where she had to work until she served, I think it was, I don't remember how many, 90 people or something like that, so that the same amount, 90 guys. She had to wait on 90, I think it was 90, it could be wrong, could have been 60, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. The same amount of guys for each of their tests. So she did it as her, but of course she like did her hair and was wearing a hat, so anyone that actually watched Mythbusters, I mean, as far as I know, nobody identified that it was her. I would have known, right when my penis knocked me out. I've always kind of liked her for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. So she did it the first time with her chest being what it is, which is still quite nice. I think she's probably a B plus or a C. I don't remember if they actually state what the real titties are. And she made what the hell she made, for the sake of argument, she made blah blah blah. And then the next one, which still she's a cute woman, but they put her in a, she looked like she had, my chest is bigger than what she was when they had her all taped down, and she made the exact same amount of money as when she had a medium bust, or her real bust. Then the last one, they put they made her boobs look like double D's, and I don't know what, I mean, obviously it's Hollywood magic, but boy, side bounce, natural. I mean, they looked really good on her. Actually, I like her regular chest more than I like the double D's. But she made something like 30% more in tips. And of course, they had cameras all over the place in there hidden so that they could keep track of people. And it was like, you're Carrie's eyes. And more often than not, this is what you saw. You know, a guy would reach over and he'd put $1 in, and he'd start to walk away, and he'd reach in his pocket and put another $1 in and take another shot at the Hooters. So, yeah. See, she ain't gonna make a lot of money, but... Oh, and there's nothing we can do about it now, but I screwed up yesterday. The brew review was not supposed to be here. It was supposed to be at the backup channel. Sorry, Smile Money. I realized when I went and by accidentally clicked on this channel last night as I was going to bed. As I checked the computer to turn the computer off, and I'm like, oh man, I uploaded that to the wrong channel. Yeah, it's too late to go backwards. Oh well. Hey, but if you're hearing this for the first time, I have been trying to do whatever it is I review on a Sunday and putting it on the next channel. So far, nothing has happened over here. No, take that back. I did get a 1-week suspension for, once again, talking about something that they supposedly changed the community guidelines on, but we don't want to take any chances other than to say that I have never felt uncomfortable about any of the stuff that I've said. Trump won, and I feel that me and my family and everybody that I feel special about that has not gotten the arm ticket, that you are only better off. I mean, heaven forbid you should have immunity. Guess what? I don't give a shit if you believe in a higher power, a God, or whatever. I do believe in that this is a well-run and no matter how we got here, alien technology, or I don't believe for a second that two fucking amoebas screwed in a puddle and we became this. I believe, I'll believe that we're the children of an alien race, and I think the pyramids prove it. Because here we are, centuries later, and we can't duplicate building the pyramids. Not to mention how perfectly aligned. But I digress. There's a reason that we are as fantastic of a machine, the human machine, as we are, is because we take care of, our bodies take care of themselves. We never needed all of the bullshit that goes on with stuff like that. I mean, when stuff starts to go bad, modern medicine, of course, there's a reason that everybody that I know that would be here right now to make a comment, Christine, there's a reason that they call it practicing medicine, just as much as we think something like bloodletting back in the dawn of time was medieval, that I'm sure move ahead to the future, and they're going to look at what we do now as medieval. There's so much stuff that is just a guess. There's so many things on the market that on Monday, it's the greatest thing since chocolate pudding and rupees. And then something like a year later or 2 years later, that company's getting the shit suit out of them for all of the deaths that their product has caused. That's why you don't turn around and leave some comment about blah, 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 blah. Just, you do. I don't want to hear it. You do what you think you need to do for yourself. Because right here in America, the real America, the republic that we are, you should be able to make those decisions for yourself. You should not have the fucking libtard Democratic Party telling you that you have to do this and you have to do that. And guess what? You're a piece of shit if you don't. But when it comes to being a libtard, you're a piece of shit unless you do everything that they say. Because if you do what they say, then you're not, obviously. And Jeff, a.k.a. anyone that knows or doesn't know, Bulwark 1911 was his channel. Member of our messenger group, Captain Dick Nozzle and the Intergalactic Misfits, posted the new video from the Democratic Party. Oh my God, the entire thing is a fucking complete lie. Starting with the Trump saying bloodbath, but then they turn it around and they show Nazis and they talk about the edit job to make Trump look the worst that he can. This is a product of the Biden re-election campaign. See what's right now, I could still say things about the arm ticket that will get this video deleted and me on another vacation where I'll be over at the other channel, by the way. Fuck you, WokeTube. I could still say things that will get me banned. Possibly, on another, this one would be because hasn't been long enough since the last one. That means I'd be gone for 2 weeks. I'd be over at the other channel for 2 weeks. It's okay for the Democratic machine, the libtards, to put out a video that is entirely lies and manipulation. But oh boy, if I just simply state that I am not ever going to get the arm ticket and why I feel that way, I take the chance of getting my second strike on this channel and one step closer to permanently being over at the next backup channel, which you can find right here in my description shorts. Okay. Salty being first. Luck of the naked Irish to ya. Multi-Gunman says, what if I'm not naked yet? And Mr. 27 says, I'm not naked too. Smile Money says, here. Rich Huff says, cheers all. Cheers, Richie Poo. And Smile Money says, we went down this road about income tax and history, so let's just say fake news. Den says, yeah. But what about when the state was a massive surplus with overtaxing? Instead of giving it back, they just make up new spending bills to use up the money. Well, welcome to Minnesota. We had what was it? $6 or $8 billion that us Minnesotans were overtaxed. The only thing we got is $502 COVID money, and that was 100% or whatever the percentage was. All of that amount was federally taxed, and state-wise, I believe it was not state taxed, but federal, people got taxed on it. So. And I don't know what it fell under. I don't know if it fell under the same as like a lottery win, which means it's going to be, 35 to 55% or whatever you were taxed. Either way, I'm just fucking throwing numbers out there. I don't need to be fact check on it. All I know is that we were taxed on it, and so many people probably thought, oh, we got a little extra money. No, you got a lot less than you think you did. But yeah, that was Minnesota. We had one of the biggest surplus ever. And instead of giving any of it back to Minnesotans, they just created more special interest, blah, 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 taxation, blah, 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 and then boop, it's all gone. Smile Money says Eric was talking about federal income tax unless Minnesota had to pay a war debt. I was just talking about tax in general, but yeah, he's right. We should have received a shitload of money, but we didn't. Not a single Minnesotan. I mean, unless you were a special interest group or a libtard. Smile Money, well, you found a way to not pay income tax. Don't have any income. Well, no, I'm still paying taxes. Even though I don't have a job, I'm still paying taxes every time I go anywhere. What's Minnesota up to right now? 8.75% on all purchases, plus... Oh, and it never ends. It will never end. First of all, I'll be as fair as I can. A politician has never seen a tax they didn't love. And a Democrat has never seen a tax that they didn't love. Poco says, that's not right. Then he says, here for dinner. Yep, not ziti. The not ziti looks pretty good. Poco says the Chinese government wants TikTok to be banned. It's part of their plan. Sharky says they want the uproar of the mindless addicts to the platform. You know, I still go back to, I don't care what negative shit you guys want to post about this. It's the only source of political news that I get. You know, when I see these people go, oh, it's just mind-numbing what it's doing to the younger people. I don't know what videos they're watching. The platform is completely based upon your interests. If something pops up and I click off of it right away, there's a good chance I'm never going to see a similar video like that again. But because I like watching the political stuff, like Swami, and again, there's several people that are, I think there's a couple that I follow that are exclusively on the TikTok platform, but I mean, first of all, there's just like any other thing. I mean, first of all, go ahead. Someone tell me right now that Facebook, Messenger, any of these other platforms don't do the exact same thing. I've heard from multiple sources that Facebook is just as, if not more, intrusive onto you. But then again, it all goes back to you do you. I personally don't know where I'm going to get the news, especially broken down into straightforward. Yes, I don't know what's the longest video that you could possibly put onto upload to TikTok. I think I've watched things that were 15, 20 minutes, but a lot of things are just anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple of minutes. You know, like the Cliff Note version. Two green olives and some cheese. Did you overserve yourself and now you're just getting rid of it? Yes, that's what she did. Because if this was proper, he would have come down with a Bloody Mary.
I don't do that.
Thanks.
Sure. What is that? Queens? What's on your shirt? Who gave that to you?
NIHAP.
Oh, I see.
You gonna take your Harley Davidson shirt?
What Harley Davidson shirt?
The one that's sitting on top of the gun part. The gun part. The very top. Be the black one.
There's two gray ones.
Yeah, that's why I said it would be the black one.
And there's a white lab coat. Hey, where'd you get this hat?
Not telling.
Yeah, you get a hockey hat, you get a fireman's t-shirt. What do I get?
You want the hockey hat?
This isn't mine.
It was in your bin of shit.
Baja, Mexico?
I think that was in your tote.
I don't know if I...
How would I expect you to remember when you got that shirt? You can't even tell me what you had for lunch yesterday.
Yeah, what did you have for lunch yesterday?
Don't try to turn this around on me.
I see. Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what I had yesterday.
What did you have yesterday?
One pot pasta. I added the
oh, excuse me.
the sour cream. It needs an adapter.
Mm-hmm.
I think this adapter is actually running something right now, but
I don't need to plug it in. I just saw the cord hanging there and wondered what was the deal.
you have to have sunglasses for the pew pew light. Pew pew.
Here, I'll turn it off. You don't have to.
Want a beer?
No. I don't want a beer.
Want another one of those ciders that you really like?
No. I see you made shelves.
Mm-hmm.
That looks better.
Yeah. Like all that shooting stuff. This is shooting stuff.
What happened to the totes that I had?
They're under the last triangle.
You gotta put up my cock.
You just tell me where you want me to put my cock, or your cock, and I'll put it there. You put it on a pile of stuff to bring down here. I moved it closer to the stairs because it needs to go up somewhere.
I thought we were gonna put that on the back door. I think we were trying to figure out how to put it on the back door, but because it's got the what do you call it?
Siding.
siding on there.
I need to make an adapter. I need to take a piece of wood, cut an angle so that so your cock sits straight.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Sharky didn't shoot that. I like to point this stuff out to him.
Yeah. As I'm sure he's making a list, waiting for the next time he can come back to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's making resis right now.
This is not a very safe place to put your pupils.
No. You can leave it off of there. So it don't fall and break.
Okay.
I gotta get rid of that one too.
What one?
The one on the floor. A, it don't work, and B, the beer sucks, so
The rating doesn't work?
no.
You should sell it. Somebody will know how to fix it and will want it to put it in their bar or in their garage. Mm-hmm.
Give it away on Patreon. Take my broken shit.
Yeah, you got all kinds of beer in here.
Yeah. There's a few things left for reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much a wash in there. Instead of having a freezer, I wish that was just an all refrigerator.
Yeah, they make them in Canada.
Why are you talking to me like I'm retarded? You know, it's funny. I'm upstairs, the toilet just flushed, I'm running water, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm watching a YouTube video, and I hear come from a floor below, and I open the door and go, what? And she's down there going, I said I was wondering if you can come and take a... I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
I did not do no such thing.
You have. It
No.
just didn't happen today.
I did not.
Hey, want to come and try on Matt's glasses?
No.
Say happy birthday to Bad.
Happy birthday to Bad.
Yeah. It's Elvin's birthday today.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday. If he was here, I'd just give him some. And then Matt brings these down here. Oh, fuck.
I thought you were supposed to take those home with them.
I don't do snacks. As a matter of fact, last time I even tried one of those, it's like I got that sugar into like one of my fillings, and it's like the same as hooking a battery charger up to my teeth. You get like...
Well, I thought you were supposed to take this for Charlie.
I'll have to put him on his table saw.
Yeah. There you go.
Dick fur.
Okay, I'm going back upstairs.
Okay. Thanks for the cheese and olives.
Uh-huh. Excuse you.
I'll have it with my Bloody Mary.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have any Bloody Mary mix.
No.
There's some Zing Zang upstairs though.
Was the Bloody Mary mix called Filthy?
Filthy.
Yeah. Who was I? I was telling one of the girls at work, and they wanted to know what the name of it was, and I couldn't remember the name of it. Because you said that was like the best Bloody Mary mix ever, but
Period.
you don't get a lot in a bag, right?
The bigger bag, which is $9, will make you 2 decent drinks. I think it says like 5, but what's that? A shot glass Bloody Mary? No, for $9 you can make at least 2 decent sized ones. If you go more vodka, obviously. You can no, in Eric's world of Bloody Mary mixes, Filthy is number 1. There's nothing in second or third, and then we start filling in on 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah.
Just tell them to look for the IV bag.
Okay.
By the way, we still have that one to review on Patreon.
What, margarita?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Sub-comment from Poco. Yep. To further divide the country, destroying it from within. Well, you know what I said before, and I'm going to say it again. Don't any of you wonder if maybe what you think you know about TikTok is really bullshit, and wonder why the number one entity against it isn't the U.S. government and primarily the Democratic Party? I'll go with, there's nothing on my fucking phone that I give a fuck about. First of all, anything that is important to me is encrypted already inside of its own file. So if they can get into that, first of all, I'd know about it. Second, good luck getting into that. Other than that, there isn't a fucking thing on my phone that isn't probably known already. Google, seems how it's a Google operating system. Again, it's America, except for Sharky, fuck you. You can have whatever thoughts that you want. If you don't want to participate in, you pick it. Some of you want nothing to do with Fagbook. I get it. If it wasn't for so many people that I actually know, and some of the only way I interact with them is Messenger and Facebook, I probably wouldn't bother. But I'm not naive. I realize that anybody that has any kind of power or control, the government, whatever, is already going to be able to have access to everything that you have. And seems how I can guarantee you that if you I could give you access to my phone. I could grant you the access to my phone, and you are not going to figure out how to get into my bank account or this, that, or the other thing. So, again, if it's not your bag of tricks, then whatever. But to actually think that, oh gosh, if we get rid of TikTok, all the possibilities of some foreign entity, tell you what, if it's so fucking important that the Chinese government can't have TikTok, why are we allowing them to buy up land and farms in the United States? They're so headstrong on getting rid of a fucking application, but they're giving our country away to them. And Sharky says, Poco, indeed. Mike says, cheers. Cheers, Mike. Poco, yeah, I guess you're right about the destination of that card. I don't know what I was talking about. Mike says, I bought my new book from David last night from his site. Awesome. Awesome. Small titties, but awesome. Poco says, I win. EMT says, congrats. Smile Money. Well, it is the first time you purposed not buying the top of the line product. if you suggested buying the $900 long shot setup for up to 2 miles, I would have opposed. Laugh out loud. Hey, Smile Money, I realize my limitations. I have shot, and I have shot inside of our own universe up at the shack at 550 yards. So to get the one that was $200 for 300 yards or less made no sense to me at all. But to be able to have one that's good to 1,000 yards, anything that I think that I would ever do is going to be 1,000 yards or less. So, yes, I guess, Smile Money, I have to admit, even if I had $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket, I don't see a reason to get one for 2 miles. It's to me, when I saw that the Ranger Plus was 1,000 yards and it was it's $100 now if you do it, but it won't be. It's actually $200 more than the 300 yard one. That one just seems to fill the niche of what I would do. And as long as Island Lake becomes, it sounds like we are going in the right direction. David told me that they adiosed their entire board of directors. All the libtards supposedly are gone, so it'll be interesting to see. But what makes the most sense to me is that probably most of my shooting will live inside of that 300 yards or less up at Island Lake. But in the event that I actually get motivated or somebody can come out with a four-wheeler during a couple of primo times of the year, like right now, I could have, all we were able to do is try to scale it on a map, and it's somewhere between like 950 and 1,000 yards on the logging trail that makes that turn and goes to the left. It is like perfectly straight. Now, when we did the shoot at 550 yards, it was summertime, and there's no way we will ever get beyond 550 yards during the summer. Now, if you went up there before the leaves are on the tree or after the leaves fall, the last one and this one, prefer this one, she's more curvy. If you pick those 2 times of the year, before leaves or after leaves, then stretching it out to 900 plus yards is a possibility. But just to even think about walking 1,000 yards, I just don't think it's going to happen. I'd have to, I know it didn't seem like it was much, but I remember the first time that it happened without a four-wheeler was when me and Nihap, we were going to march out to 500 yards, and when we got to 300, you got 2 guys that are in the prime of their lives carrying a steel target. We stopped at 300. We were at like 300 or 330 yards. I don't know. I'll be able to tell now because I bought that rangefinder. I don't think that rangefinder is capable of. I think I put it away too. Oh no. I guess it's the hell is this? Oh, another holster for a VP9 without a light or anything on it though. This was the one that's good for out to 1,000 yards. So, but yeah, it won't happen in the summer. Obviously the best time of the year, and I'll fully admit, if you're gonna, especially up there, and we're gonna shoot to that kind of distance, a couple things have to happen. It has to be dry, because that couple of stages on that road are, I don't think you'd even be able to get through there with a decent four-wheeler, let alone anything else. I know part of that, and I mean, it was so bad that if you look at that road on an overhead, a satellite overhead view, they actually had to create a road up and around, which must have been a really swampy area. That's about 200 or 250 yards out from the where we were shooting from. But yeah, it's, you know, and the thing is as one of our videos from last year shows, when we were out there, the bugs were so bad. That was like the one and only time in the last 5 years that I would have actually wanted to been wearing a mask. It was almost impossible to open your mouth to talk without having to spit out bugs. I mean, sometimes we bitch about bugs, and when you watch the video, you don't really understand. That video you did. It was almost like an old TV with the static going past. But yeah, it's really hard to sit and concentrate on shooting, depending on what the weather is doing. If it's really cold, I'm sorry, maybe you do. I do not have the patience to shoot in anything other than some fairly decent. I mean, there's some variables in there. When it's extremely, when the humidity feels like it's a 10,000%. When the bugs, especially when there's like one little window towards the start of summer that the horse flies are out. What up? Those little bastards. And they almost don't even care about any kind of a bug spray. They're just like, that's like putting Fragile on a package from the USPS. Those bugs just kind of take that shit as a challenge. But yeah, I still think, you know, that 1,000 yards is a long way. I still have the utmost appreciation for electronics to know that we could march a target and that camera out to 1,000 yards and be back at the shooting location, and to be able to see your target nice and clean. And Smile Money, thanks for sending the guy who talked about megapixels and stuff like that. I mean, you got to keep in mind that first of all, the imagery looks pretty good, and if you read, I'm sure all of their camera systems are probably based on the same sensor, a 2 megapixel sensor. You're looking at a paper target. If you think a 2 megapixel system isn't capable of seeing a hole form in a paper target, either way, I did not read anybody's. Like I said, the other systems all have reviews of either a 4, 4.5 to a 5-star review. So, I mean, obviously shit ain't gonna be perfect, but yeah, if 2 megapixels wasn't enough to make this happen, they wouldn't be producing another camera in their lineup that is just another one with 2 megapixels. And I also did look into it. For $32, you buy a 2-year warranty. So 2 summers of, if you accidentally shoot the camera, you put the thing in a box, you ship it back to them, and they either fix or replace the camera for 2 years for $32. But I'd also like to take some insurance reasons. I mean, our shooting season is so short as it is that I would still do exactly what I said I was going to do. If the paper target is sitting mostly on the ground and not, like, say 3 feet in the air, then the camera can literally sit on the ground or it comes with looks like a tripod that must be about what the a tripod for that I'm using right now is, when all the legs are up inside of it. Looked like it was 16, 18 inches to be able to have the camera up, and then the eye part of the camera rotates, so if it was sitting flat on, or sitting on the ground, you'd be able to aim it. I mean, obviously you're just going to sit there and adjust it so that it's aimed for before you walk away. But I already have that one thing that was made for me that I would be able to put behind the camera, so that if there was a bad shot, it would simply hit a steel plate before it would hit the camera. So, Poco, the mask isn't for me. I'm starting a bug out bag for a friend. And Poco says, I'm thinking C? Okay, well, they're sitting here as in A, B, or C. Now, I'm wrong, and I am admitting it. I knew that my guess was you didn't want this one. You're picking C, and my guess was A. So, okay. So I guess now, guess I can figure out if I'm gonna send you some other stuff or that mask or whatever. I don't know. And then I still have the last items sitting in the box for EMT. Who is it? Thought you told me on the last one that you had it taken care of. Okay, hopefully you get the job, period. Mr. Passive Aggressiveness. So, it's been 48 hours since the last time he asked me to pick him up smokes, and he asked again today. But I didn't respond to him fast enough, so his daughter stopped over and drove him down to the gas station so he could get his own smokes. It's like, what the fuck? You work today. You deliver bread to multiple locations. And even if, first of all, I know there's at least one goddamn convenience store. But if you don't have any convenience stores somewhere between where you get your truck and load up and all the way to Two Harbors and then back, I know that there's at least one convenience store. I'm being facetious when I say at least one. At least 7,000 convenience stores between here and Two Harbors, Minnesota. I forgot. I keep forgetting. Matt's right. You need to stop fucking enabling. Get your own fucking cigarettes, for God's sakes. Or, only if it's... I don't mind being a good friend and helping out, but when I'm in the middle of doing something and you want to know when I'm going to be able to get smokes for you or take you to get fucking smokes, fuck you. Oh, sorry, did that come out loud? Smile Money says, Navy SEALs carry Sig Sauer P226 semi-auto pistols. A little bit smaller than the P20. I don't know how much less they weigh. They are only about $1,200. They probably would use them more than you for self-protection, just saying. If I had a P226, I'd probably have no problems if it was the only thing. But after going down the direction of I used to carry the P220 Hunter that I bought from Ed. The weight of that gun didn't bother me, and somewhere around here I have another holster for it that's not the leather Kramer that I got from Scott. But it's, say, someone like David, it is a gun that would never ever be on the considerations because of its weight. When you're talking about a pistol that weighs considerably more than even an all stainless steel 1911, you're talking about a pretty beefy gun. To me, I have never carried anything that I said the main reason that I won't carry this is because of the weight. Its features. Again, I'm enjoying carrying a gun with a flashlight, a laser, and optics on it. So in the case of the Stainless Elite, I'd be able to put, say, something like the Streamlight TRL on there, and it wouldn't even get to the end of the barrel on that gun. It would fit, profile-wise, it would fit that gun, but it's also not optics ready, but it still has a really big adjustable rear sight that where this one, I think it's adjustable. I know the Hunter was, but it's actually, it is sitting on a notched ledge. You know, maybe somebody makes something. I didn't know if anybody actually made a replacement sight. Like if you said to yourself, I really like her chest, if that's what you just said to yourself. But if you said, hey, I really want to put a set of True Glow TFX sights on here, I don't know if it's possible or not because it has a really unique rear sight blade to it. It's Sharky, do the SEALs still carry the 226? They have over the Beretta since the mid 80s. I'm a total P26 fanboy, but I just don't know what the current guys use. Smile Money says, the Sharky, the website and the article says for 30 years they have used the P226. The article was from 2023. Sharky then says, so from 1985 until 2015, not challenging that at all. Then again, like I said though, the 226 and the 220 are two completely different guns. There is a lot more material in the 220. It's like it is their biggest, I would say it's probably Sig's biggest framed pistol. Like I said, take a 1911. That's a pretty big gun. Try to put the Sig P220 into a 1911 leather holster, and it goes about that far. Mike, I don't think a drone would take video if it was parked, but I don't own or use a drone. That's good. That's a good point, Mike. I do not know. I have never owned a drone. I mean, I could make one. Obviously, I could call Christopher and say, can you take a video if the drone is not flying, or how does that work? Smile Money says, Crimson Trace eBay, used $119. I just do not need one since the Baldor Mini. No, that's a good point. If I sold this Smile Money, I would have 1/3 of the camera system paid for. Thanks for looking that up, though. Wade, I bought David's new book yesterday. Awesome. Thanks, Wade. Smile Money, no reason to bring Chuck up, yet here we are. It would have never, the words would have never come out of my mouth if I wasn't reading a comment. Many do not know him. You didn't need to bring him up or put the flag up. Let it go. Oh, no. I'm rifling through, no pun intended, all of the old stuff. And I have a whole bunch of funny stuff with Chuck. I got the one where his face is on the guy who looks like he's a meth addict. And I don't remember what all the stuff says. I mean, the old folder's all game. And besides that, I don't care what anyone says. It still makes me very bitter and frustrated to know that we have done nothing wrong and all we've ever tried to do is raise money to raise awareness to stop veteran suicide, and then you've got somebody who 1 minute is declaring to be my friend and that he doesn't have a serious bone in his body, and then next minute he's leaving comments and telling people don't get involved in Eric's giveaways because he just fakes or whatever the hell he said. Okay, again, I would have not had anything come out of my mouth right now if there was nothing to read. J-Dog says, here at home. J-Dog says, green shit tomorrow. Yeah, J-Dog, by the time this is going off, you realized it was later than planned. J-Dog, he couldn't do today. Maybe tomorrow. Problem is if there's a brewery review tomorrow, I'm not quite sure when because I have a side gig to do tomorrow. J-Dog says, never had green beer. Yesterday was a first for me. EMT says, 2 megapixels is not good at all. My DSLR is 6 something and has the lower end option of its 10 megapixel brother. Again, EMT, if I was taking pictures that I was going to be publishing or blowing up or whatever, I think it would matter. All I can say is their bottom line camera and their top of the line system, I believe, are all of the exact same camera. The only thing that changes is the Wi-Fi transmitter and receiver. And again, I can't find bad press on this system. So all I need to do is be able to see where those bullets are going in that target, and I'd be really happy. And again, if someone said, hey, I can hook you up with a system that's a 50 megapixel, 1,000-yard range camera, but guess what? It's $1,500. That ain't ever going to happen anyway. So I have, especially after watching the little video that Smile Money sent me today from a photography expert, I'm one of the things you have to keep in mind, EMT, that the software that's part of this system might be automatically upscaling. Wow. Might be automatically upscaling the imagery because, again, the video that Smile Money sent me, that I watched in its entirety today talked about how photography upscaling has really taken some big leaps, and you can take some small megapixel cameras, and by the time the software has done the upscaling, and I mean, he was doing side by side. This was a small megapixel camera. This was a big megapixel camera. This is the image straight from the big megapixel camera, and this one, it was sent to upscaling software before we're looking at the picture, and it looked fantastic. And again, the difference between a very low megapixel camera and a very high megapixel camera, when he was showing like some pictures of like a wood duck that he took, was the imagery. I mean, yes, the definition between the different layers of his feathers was noticeable between the two pictures, but all I need is to be able to see a target perfectly, and that picture of the wood duck on a low megapixel camera without upscaling software was like still to the point where 9 out of 10 people would never complain. A guy who is known for high-end photography, when someone has to point out the difference between a big megapixel expensive camera and a low megapixel camera, which at one time was still expensive, but it's just outdated now, and here's the difference between the two of them. That was a picture that you would maybe print and put on the wall in your house for people to see what you're doing. In comparison, we're just being able to see a target without having to continuously march to 300 yards or 500 yards, or hey, heaven forbid I should get a scenario where I'm actually able to do 1,000 yards. Trouble sending. Oh, that's nice. Nice to see. Oh, yeah. It's nice to see the last few things that I went to send said problem sending. So hopefully you get this. And the last one. Captain Passive Aggressive. Cheapo Gun Guy. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Let's change presidents.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Multi-Gunman says, an Indian pale ale for St. Patrick's Day. An Irish holiday. Good choice, laugh out loud. Mr. 27 says, that damn brew bommy. Hey. Would this have made you happier? Oh, it's still an IPA edition. Well, I'm sorry. Hang on. Back to the drawing board, so that I can get ripped on by a fucking guy from Canada. Eh? Okay. Here. Is this better? Triple, not just double distilled, but triple. I know it's a day late and a shot short, but it is whiskey, and I know how you are. Zeus, just put a Holtzman EPS Carry 6 MOA green dot on my 43X. It's audacious. Other parts ordered include a 4311 trigger. Yes, a 1911-ish trigger and a Glock. Never heard of her. Congratulations, Zeusy. By far, and granted, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different red dots. And hands down, my absolute favorite is feature per feature is the Holtzman. The only complaint that I have is the deep tunnel to get to the inside glass, making it harder to clean. Like, I can take my cleaning cloth and literally clean the inside and outside of all of the others except for the Holtzman. But of course, you know, they had to make the frame bigger. It also is protecting, well, at least the glass in one direction. But it's somewhere for the solar panel. And I have 2 Holtzmans that have solar. This one and this one that I purchased at full price, and then the one that I bought at the Twin Ports bid auction and got it for way less than half price. The only difference is this guy is and it's really dirty right now because I've been carrying it all day long, and this is what I go through. Yeah, you can barely see it. Green dot, or a circle with a green dot, which the other one is just a 6 MOA red dot. But Shake Awake, I love the fact that as soon as you set this down and it's sitting on the end table for a while, it powers down. It's charging itself back up. It has the tray on the side for the battery. The one that I like the least is my the Viper. You have to always take it off of the pistol in order to change the battery, and I will never ever put a red dot on a gun that I'm going to carry that isn't Shake Awake or on all the time. I have 2, the one on the Hellcat and the one that Jim sent me on the 8 XDM Elite 10mm. Those ones are just simply on all the time. So when the battery finally depletes itself, but when it's not in use, I make sure that both of those guns either have the silicone cover over the top of it, or are in a undisclosed, smile money, location, which is in total darkness, and at least it powers down. That one adjusts automatically to lighting conditions, so when I'm out in the sun, it powers way up, and when I stow it in its secret location, it runs down as far as it can without going out. But the Holtzmans are, when JR10 Desert Gold, who I haven't seen since I recommended that as a home defense firearm. It's too bad. I mean, when you have a political thought or a gun-related part, I don't understand the mentality. I mean, if I lived that same world, Smile Money would have been blocked long time ago. But again, in case you're hearing this for the first time, he's a good friend of mine. We've been friends a long time, and I am the one that said, I don't care. Fact check me. I'm a big boy. I might get pissed off every now and then and act like it, but I I'm the one that put the quarter in the jukebox. So, God damn it, if he says something that pisses me off, I just have to look back and go, God. I told him to fact check me. So, and he comes up with some really good shit, like sometimes it's not even me getting fact check. It's just I might have said something and he finds me stuff. Like, for instance, the camera guy. First of all, Smile Money, I was never swayed by the fact that it's a 2 megapixel because Christ, for how many years have we been watching Sasquatch roam through the woods on a 0.5 megapixel camera, and he looked just fine. I mean, seriously, look at the video. I've watched the video of it. Yeah. The only thing going against it being 2 megapixel is that they said anything about it. If they would have never said what the megapixel was of that camera, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. For me, what's important is that it actually is capable of sending the signal. I mean, I'm impressed with 500 yards. Like I said, I can't use my Blink camera 120 feet that way. 120 feet, not 120 yards. I know, Smile Money, settle the fuck down. Which he also is against this too, by the way. He's been the czar of my liver. Eric, this is your liver speaking. Liver, what's wrong, little buddy? Are you dry? Hold on. Ooh. God, when was the last time I was into that bottle? I like Bushmills more than I like Jameson. Now, having said that, Multi-Gunman, that IPA edition is really good. The best Jameson that I've had, though, is the stout version. McLean, I predict black dumps after the green beer. You know, I didn't really notice a color difference on the last couple. McLean, Eric, can I call you and hear your voice?
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Beside everything. McLean, pray, repent, and duck. McLean, are there any brothers from Arizona? Anybody hearing me say this? Are you in Arizona? Hello, calling out Arizona. Speaking of brothers, what the fuck? What the hell? I have one of the messages to you that keeps coming back unsendable. What the fuck? Period. No, we didn't win the Powerball. As a matter of fact, Christine sent me to the store with 3 that she said were winners, and every single one of them came back as a non-winner. So every time you're a fucking bitch, just do this. Boom. $5. McLean, I love you.
That was bullshit.
McLean, I really like you.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Jolson, the floor would be the last thing that needs to get done in that place. The lath and plaster would need to get stripped from the entire house first and foremost. Then rewire. Run ductwork, yeah, basically everything. Well, Jolson, you'll have to let me know what you're talking about, because I am trying to survive without getting an actual job. So, as a matter of fact, you know who. Of course, when I do a brew review from someplace else in Minnesota, people will know what's up. But the only reason I am ready to make travel plans ASAP. The only hinger was those titties. The only hinger was I was supposed to have a dentist appointment and find out. At this point in time, even if I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm canceling my appointment, let's take care of this house, flip it and put it on the market situation, I'm good. The problem isn't that I'm struggling. The problem is if I enjoy bacon or a steak and let it get packed between the cracked, I think it's a wisdom tooth, and it gets pushed into the gums, into the nerves. That's when I need more help than Matt can help me with, because I don't like the Matt option. I'm sorry. For me, I've never been about that. It doesn't do what I want it to do. I want something that kills the pain, not makes me... Of course, it depends on at what level you are. Somebody like, say, Jordan, 2 doors down, 3 doors down. That's a band, right? Some people, they have just done this so long. I worked with a guy, a good friend of mine, when I was working for the first flooring company. He was a lethargic, useless piece of shit. He'd smoke, and you could not stop him. I was like, I would have, I personally, I would have called bullshit. But it was entirely the other case. How some people function better stoned, I don't get it. Me, I don't like the way it makes me feel. It's okay. The only way is when I was really having back problems. If you were to try, say, something, you know, like maybe someone gave you a weird gummy bear or a piece of chocolate and they said, make sure your kids don't eat this. It had to have happened as I literally was getting ready to go to sleep. Because if I'm awake, no, I choose not to. I choose not to. It doesn't seem to work for me. Even back in the days when I was young and stupid and it was just like, nah, I know. Lortabs, on the other hand, Back in the days when I had a torn knee, and it was before everything that evidently is known now, addicts. I was prescribed 10 a day. And what is it now? I mean, I've heard like the street value on a Lortab tablet is like $50 or more. I was taking $500 a day in Lortabs. God, I miss those days. For a year. I mean, don't get me wrong, she looks a little bit like, what's his name, from Aerosmith, but that's why we created light switches. Jolson on the Voodoo Ranger says J10. First shots, J10 is a miss. Then he says on the Stella Artois, or well, you know that thing. You know, come on, man. The cider, he says J9. That is a miss. Then on yesterday's video, he says J8. And that is a miss. Oh, yeah. Then he says, train whistle. I see how this is going to go forever. Then he says, hit the button.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
Then he says, hit the other button. See what I did right there? Then he says, we need more cowbell. Then Mr. 27 says 45th. Then Mr. 27 says, intro leprechaun brew bomi. Nice. Then Smile Money says, I hope you enjoy watching the color of your toilet waste tomorrow. Sounds like you have a full day planned. You know, I didn't... Now, granted, I don't make it a habit of plopping up and then looking down going, ooh, yeah, daddy do. I mean, McLean says, could you snap a picture and send it to me? Perfect. This is one of the more rounded versions of her. My girl. When I say my girl, this is her. She has such a range of looks. This would look good if she wasn't wearing any of this and she was leaving my bedroom, which is also Christine's bedroom. So that probably doesn't work out, so let's just ignore all that. Yeah, Pete has a tendency to take... How is Pete taking a picture of this snaky turd and there's no toilet paper shown in the image? Is this like... I don't know what happened there, but it scares me a little bit. Yeah, usually by the time we've, like, say this morning, I know from the fact that it sounded like and felt like it maybe was about 2 inches, 2¼ inches long, shot out of there at Mach 4, and got a little splashback, which is like automatic cleaning, and then by the time, I like to give a, the bare minimum is at least three. See, okay. So if I have to, I wouldn't fuck this chick. I think I went, not all, I can't just pick every girl that I would want something to do with. One of you might be interested. But if we were going to go back to that game, yeah, no, I wouldn't fuck her with McLean's dick. So, I'm good for at least 3 good pampering sessions before I'm willing to call it shorts up. Don't like tattoos. But just about everything about that, even including the fact that it's patriotic, I could literally overlook it, like not even notice it. If you're sharing pictures of your shit with other people, I have no words. Smile Money. As for comparing taxes from last year to this year, you do remember that Biden was president last year as well. Yes, but he is personally his administration is personally responsible for a tax code change that happened. So it was still Trump's tax codes, and then this year is Biden's tax codes. Hey, prove me wrong, but Donald Trump had nothing to do with why our taxes went from here to way down there this year. Like I said, last year, tax codes before Biden administration fucked them up was pay off everything that I owe to a couple of people, buy the camera system, put the remote start in. This year, Smile Money, me and you and Christine could not go out to dinner on what we got from Federal. EMT into blow, Indigo 9. I-9 is a miss. And there's nothing wrong with the girl. The titty is probably fake, and the friend. I don't care if she's wearing a Kill Bill outfit, but I almost want to delete that picture on the fact that she's holding a plastic fucking sword. Jolson, the problem is that TikTok isn't what it just appears to be on the surface. It's a Trojan horse that hacks into your system and your entire computer network to hack into everything. Hey, Smile Money, could you be in on fact-checking this shit? Into everything. Steal absolutely everything on every device in your network. Well, first of all, TikTok, can you even have TikTok on a computer? Because I thought it was just I don't know. I don't have it on my computer. I have it on my phone. And from my phone, you can't go anywhere. There's no network. I mean, yes, I have the Unify system, and the Unify system, anyway, let's just read on. Everything on every device in your network. Well, Mike is fucked if that's the case. That's why federal employees aren't even allowed to have it on their personal phones. Well, our government doesn't want them to know what our own government is doing. That last one was nice. It's not about what it does on the front side, it's what it does on the back side that you're not seeing. And Sharky says, indeed. I still call bullshit on... I call bullshit on both of you. Other than a small fringe group of people that keep trying to rule... I mean, that is... I hate to say this, guys, but that is a typical Democrat libtard comment. If I'm wrong, that's fine, I'm wrong. But I'm telling you that TikTok is not getting into my network via my phone. And if it is available on your computer, I don't know. Okay. I do. I'm looking it up. Okay, there is one that says Microsoft apps, TikTok Microsoft apps. TikTok is the destination for mobile videos, short-term videos. hacking into your entire system, getting into every bank account. As a matter of fact, Eric, we will start your Subaru remotely, even though you don't even have a remote start. How to install and download app for your PC. Is there a TikTok app for your PC? TikTok is now available as an app for Windows 10 or 11. Now you can watch your favorite TikTok videos on your PC, have your entire network inundated. They will backtrack, have access to your checking account, and your next of kin. Okay, I did not know that. I don't have TikTok on anything but my phone. Jolson, plus with the Ranger camera system going to your tablet, you can screen record whatever you're receiving and use that for your videos. Smile money, another in the plus category. I did know that you could record, but I realize that this is now perfect for the 100, 200, 300, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1,000 yards. So you could just run the whole thing as recording, and then when I get home, I can now add that. Perfect. Thank you, Jolson. Sharky Cheers all fondled it but did not shoot it. Funny intro. Back when TV was funny. Here we go. Yeah, there isn't a lot of fun. There isn't a lot of fun anymore. Sharky, if you think TikTok is a real source of information, you're drunk. It's totally controlled by the Chinese government. I don't watch anything from China. Everything I watch is Autotopia, 3 or 4 different of my favorite political guys. They must voice dub. They must voice dub over the people that I like and make it all Chinese. And fuck you on being drunk, Sharky. I am. I don't understand because I have never seen a single thing that I would say was Chinese propaganda. If it's Chinese propaganda, why am I watching videos about the bullshit about the Chinese buying up American farms? Wouldn't they stop all that? I don't know. The bill proposed is garbage, though. It doesn't specifically TikTok at all. Way wider. Yeah, I know. If you actually read the bill that's in hand, it's going to come after. The government is going to make it so that if YouTube, Rumble, all of your sources, they're going to be coming after everything. If you think that the bill is about TikTok, no, Sharky's right on this one. But I'm sure you read that it's actually being put up for registration and not just a 5-second clip while swiping. Sharky, I'm with you on the Ranger Cam thing. Cheaper Wi-Fi cameras won't have the range and need a few $100s worth of things added to make crappy rip-off. The drone idea won't work either. Cheap drones suck, and the ones with decent cameras and fly time are more expensive. Yeah, I know. Every option that I was given over the Ranger Plus is either the same price, doesn't have the app, or more expensive and doesn't have the app. And any story that starts off with you can get a camera or a spotting scope, have you ever heard of a little thing called a Mirage? And again, like I said, I have three spotting scopes. Not a one was worth a shit at 300 yards. Not one. Not a single one. Sharky, now I'm just sad you never talked about wicked waxing the cat or McLean. How about wicked waxing those? What? Sharky says, what? You need a Derringer and 4570? Yes, it's out there. Yes, it is. You know, Sharky, it's one thing to think about shooting the Magnum Research 4570 BFR revolver. I'm not sure about jumping online and saying, let's do this baby to an actual Derringer in 4570. If you want to send me one, and then I get to keep it, I'll shoot it. Yes. Maybe. I'm so against those tan lines. Look at that. That's just disgusting. Sharky, two-parter here. Early rise here due to New Zealand and time zones. Okay, and he had the last comment. Let me guess. Interrupted by Christine. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Fuck. 1 hour, 35 minutes. Okay. I wasn't even close. Okay. Sorry. My bad. Okay. So, where do I put this? That's funny. The flashlight fell over and hit the 4-prong. Wonder if I might actually be able to convert this over to an AR. Never mind, I'll get back to you on that. A 4-prong on an AR. How about a 4-prong on this? Might have to shoot it a few times to get the hole to open up to 10 millimeter. Yeah, it'd take a couple of shots. I could probably drill bit this out though. Bench. God, it'd be close. I mean, like, if Sharky wanted to pull the trigger the first time, like that close. Yeah, this would be like a John Huber thing. Probably a bad idea for the 10 millimeter, but for 5.56, obviously this is 30 cal. I just need to back convert this to I can't remember. No, that would not be it, because this thing already, that's left hand. What that started off as left hand 2 5/8 by 24. So I would be able to put a 308 brake on an AR with that conversion. Hey, I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, going to the club. Sort of approval by Ed. And what do I think of the Hazy IPA? The Hazy has a lot of the flavors as a normal Ed approved. Wow. That must be a 2 megapixel picture right there. See, now over here on the monitor it looks pretty good, but when I turn around, she is all blown out. That is weird. That picture literally looks perfect on the monitor. So it just shows you what happens on downscaling. I still wonder if that Ranger Plus software upscales or not. Either way, it doesn't matter. Not a single one of the comments from anybody did they say, oh, it looks really really pixeled out. I really wish this was like a 50 megapixel camera. EMT is going to drive to Minnesota. Not just to drive past my house, but to stop and punch me. So where do I put the Hazy? It's smoother, a little bit more creamy than say the normal Ed approved Two Hearted Ale. I think it's a 0.5%. I don't remember if Two Hearted now is 7.5 or if it's 7.0. I thought it was 7.0. I don't. It's not bad. If Ed was here to give it the nod of approval, I would switch to this because it has all of the things of Two Hearted Ale, but it has a little bit more of a creaminess and less of a dry, bitter, harsh finish. So, more than likely, this could be the last time you ever see me drink it. But I would still give it a 7.5, or 7.5. I'm wondering where I got that thought from. I'm sorry, this is probably like a 2 megapixel. What is the megapixel of this thing? I know it's a 720 camera. And my software that you are watching this on upscales it to 1080. I mean, look at how nice and clear those pepperoni slices look. Better. Smaller, but better. No. The only thing better about this is the color of her hair. I'll stick with the other one. Rich F says, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Rich. Sharky says, cheers, clubbers. Just before I doze off in a warm bed an hour ago. Means he's probably lights out like a little bitch that he is. I mean...
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
He probably just got done watching a bunch of TikTok videos. Karma. Salty. 2 nakeds are better than 1. Cheers, clubbers. Smile money. You know what is a pain in the arse? The battery going dead on your electronic ammo safe, and you forget where you hid the key. Cheers, clubbers. Smile money. I know what you're talking about. Electronic ammo safe. Huh. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I mean, granted, if we lock the whole door, then... But, no, Well, I used to lock a few things that are sitting right below you, and then I one day wondered where I put that key, so I figured that was a dumb thing to do, even though the lock that's on there would only slow down the honest, so it'd be easy to... Okay. Due to the fact that my bladder has gone mission critical, and oh god, yeah, we're just gonna have to call this one. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get a chance to hang out if I can get my first paying gig done in a reasonable amount of time, which some of that is slathering the homeowner. Maybe I can get a hold of J-Dog and tell him to pop on over. Ooh, that would be shit. That was the good thing I squeezed off that one on the end. Maybe, so you probably will see me tomorrow. You might see me and J-Dog tomorrow. So otherwise, cheers, and as always, I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. Cheers. Did she fart?